Seafolly has sunk into voluntary administration, citing the crippling financial impact of the COVID-19 crisis. To analyse what it all means, we are joined by retail expert Gary Mortimer. Gary, thanks for your time this morning. We know that Seafolly's designs were popular all over the world, so how did they end up in this situation?
Well, good morning, Ali. I guess it's been a combination of factors. We can't certainly discount the impact of coronavirus, but I think we've also seen increased unemployment levels here in Australia. We've got declining consumer confidence. We've got consumers that are more focused on saving money rather than spending money. We've also got increasing competition, so fast fashion retailers, even rejuvenated discount department stores with alternative products. When you combine all of those factors together, it's pretty easy to see why they're in such strife.
Now, it's easy for us to talk about like a company that's going under, but there are 44 stores here in Australia, 12 overseas. How many jobs will be lost if they close?
Well, if they close, we're talking hundreds of jobs again in the retail sector. And I guess moving into voluntary administration is not necessarily a bad thing. We've seen other retailers move into VA, Harris Scarfe, for example, and even Virgin Airlines more recently. It just simply means that someone's now going to externally manage that business. Hopefully they'll find a buyer. It's a very strong brand, or they may simply adapt the business to make it more viable.
But how do you find a buyer, even if it is a strong brand? How do you find a buyer in this market?
Well, that's certainly a very tough market to be in. That fashion, footwear, clothing, accessories market is a very tough market. We've seen a number of retailers in that space go into voluntary administration and collapse. Roger David was around for 76 years, Ed Harry for almost 80 years. Both those businesses gone. We've also got Australian Geographic that's gone, and at the start of this year, Bardo as well. So it is tough, but there's always, equity groups out there looking for a very strong brand, and it is an iconic Aussie brand, so hopefully a buyer will be found, or they may simply readapt or revitalise that business.
Gary, it's not looking good. We're in a deep recession here. Who could be next?
Well, I guess anybody, any business in that discretionary spending sector. So fashion, footwear, accessories, we know that consumers are now not looking at sort of spending money on those types of things. They're more concerned about how do I pay my rent, how do I service my mortgage or put fuel in my car. But I also think that the two big traditional department stores, Myer and David Jones, for several years we've spoken about how tough it is in the sector. They've lost their relevance, and I think those particular businesses are really exposed to, I guess, these challenging times.
Wow.
I tell you what,
That's big.
sign of times.